Good morning. You hear me okay? Good. So good morning and welcome out of the cold and into the warmth of our Sunday morning meditation Dharma service. Today we will have sitting meditation, bowing meditation, chanting as always. And we will also have a Dharma talk by Reverend Ginger, which is called Anchoring the Mind, Special Faith, and the Start of Practice. So let's begin today by let us all rise and do a little bit of movement. Can you see me? So we're going to start slow and just start shaking and waking up our cells. We call this, and we can start, move a little bit more, bend the knees. We often say self-care, but this is selfless care. Every cell in our body has its own life and is dependent upon our love and care. So we wake up and ready our body. We can turn side to side and let your shoulders drop and your head loose. We want to really shake up. So lean to one side and let go, let your neck just go, let your arm go. Other side. Forward. Backward. Open the mouth. Okay, we're going to raise the arms. Shake. And then just lower. Shake a little bit. Try to bounce a little bit harder. And you can jump a little bit if you want to, if you feel comfortable doing that. My sleeves, don't follow me. My sleeves, so that's what I was doing. And then you're going to slow down and then just come to a nice stop. Just spend a moment here. Okay, let's bring our arms, our attention up to your eyebrows. The eyebrows. Under the eyes. On the sides of the nose. And under the nose and chin like this. And then pull the ears, pull and stretch. Twist. All the acupuncture points in our body in the ears. And then tap the head. And around the sides and up to the top. And then come down to this area. So you're going to tap the trigeminal nerve. So up and then back and then up. Here. All the way down. And then up. And then around the ears. Okay, and then we're going to roll the neck to one side. And the other side. Put the hands on your shoulders. And roll backwards. And don't forget to breathe while you're doing this. And the other way. And bringing your arms down to your waist. We're just going to roll the hip hips. And you can start out small and then get a little bit bigger. So you're really stretching or moving the spine. And the other direction. And then bring the hands down to the knees and rub the knees and underneath the kneecap especially. And then roll the knees inward. And the other direction. Breathing. And then we'll go all the way down to the floor to our feet and ankles. Rolling the ankle. And stretch the toes. Other side. And stretch your toes. Okay. So now we're going to just, I know it's very close quarters, but just take one breath. We're going to put our hands in prayer. So we're going to take a breath. Breathing in and allow the hands to settle. Breathing out. And we're going to remain here and do our 4 bows to Ilwansong. So this is Ilwansong, which is a one circle image. It represents the Dharmakaya Buddha, which is our true nature. That is perfect and complete, utterly impartial and selfless. So we make 4 bows to our 4 graces. And we bow in gratitude to the grace of heaven and earth, honoring the infinite beneficence of nature and the universe. We bow in gratitude to the grace of parents, honoring the beneficence from our parents, ancestors, and all those that have given us life and have nurtured our life. We bow in gratitude to the grace of fellow beings, recognizing the truth of interconnectedness. And we bow in gratitude to the grace of laws, those that guide us, protect us, and promote justice. And take a moment to bow to your neighbor Buddhas and say good morning. When you're ready, you may find a comfortable seat. Finding a nice seated position. You may close your eyes if you feel awake, or you can keep your eyes slightly open and look down at the floor in front of you, just half open. Take a moment to settle the body, dropping the shoulders, releasing the tension in the belly. And finding balance Breathe in and grab all your tension and breathe it out. Release any mental or physical uneasiness. Relax your whole body. And it is okay to slouch a little bit if that feels more natural to you. Gradually, if it feels okay, you can sit up tall. Gently straightening your spine without losing focus or energy on your breathing. You may start to feel your lower back growing stronger and your chest and heart opening. While keeping your ears softly aligned with your shoulders, tuck your chin in slightly and let your shoulders melt away from your ears. Enjoy the sensation of your arms and hands relaxing. Now bring your awareness to your tongue. Place the tip of your tongue on the roof of your mouth. While your tongue is relaxed on your palate, pure and clear saliva may gather in the mouth. This is a sign of the cool energy ascending. Smile at your calm and clear spirit. Gently bring your attention down to the lower belly, down to the Danjin, which is your energy breathing center, your chi energy field. And it is located about 2 inches below your navel. This is the power center for your breathing. When thoughts arise in your mind, do not be disturbed by them. Do not react to your thoughts or pursue them. Simply recognize that they are just thoughts, and they will disappear by themselves. Continue over and over to bring your awareness back to your Danjin breathing center. When your mind is calm, concentrated, perfectly focused and at peace, you will rest in the realm of samadhi, deep meditation. You will no longer feel any distinction between yourself and others, free from the limits of time and place. We are grateful to sit quietly together, finding the still point within. May we be here now, deeply aware of our ever calm and ever alert spirit. Now we will continue our meditation practice with chanting. Please open your booklets to page 4 and 5 to chant the Ilwan Song vow and the Heart Sutra. Ilwan Song vow. On is the realm of samadhi, beyond words and speech, the gateway of birth and death, transcending being and non-being, the origin of heaven and earth, parents, fellow beings, and lost the true nature of all Buddhas, enlightened masters, unenlightened people, and sentient beings. Ilwan manifests as both permanence and impermanence. Viewed as permanence, Ilwan unfolds into an infinite world that is ever abiding, spontaneous, just as it is viewed as impermanence. Ilwan unfolds into infinite worlds. Cycle of formation, duration, decay, and extinction of the universe, the birth, aging, illness, and death of all beings according to how we use our minds. Bodies in the 4 forms of birth, we transform through the 6 realms of existence, progressing or regressing. Grace arising from harm or harm from grace, therefore we unawaken beings vow to practice wholeheartedly, modeling ourselves after Ilwan Song, the Dharmakaya Buddha, by cultivating our minds and bodies deeply. Human affairs and universal principles thoroughly, and using our minds and bodies skillfully, thus progressing rather than regressing. Receiving grace rather than harm until we attain the great empowerment of Ilwan, become one with the nature of Ilwan. Heart Sutra. The Bodhisattva of great compassion, when deeply practicing Prajna Paramita, realized that all 5 aggregates empty, and thus became free from all suffering and distress. Shariputra, form does not differ from emptiness. Emptiness does not differ from form. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. Same is true of sensations, perceptions, impulses, consciousness, O Shariputra.
Dharmas are empty, they do not appear or disappear, are not tainted or pure, do not increase or decrease. Emptiness, no form, no sensations, no perceptions. Impulses, no consciousness, no eyes, no ears, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no touch, object of mind, no realm of eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, or mind consciousness. No ignorance, nor extinction of ignorance, no old age and death, nor extinction of them. Suffering, no cause of suffering, no cessation of suffering, no path, no wisdom, no attainment with no thing to attain. Bodhisattva relies on Prajnaparamita, therefore the mind has no hindrance. Without any hindrance, no fears exist, free from delusion. One dwells in nirvana. All Buddhas of the past, present, and future rely on Prajnaparamita and attain supreme enlightenment. For know that Prajnaparamita is the great mantra, is the great enlightening mantra, is the unsurpassed and unequaled mantra. Able to eliminate all suffering, this is true, not false. Proclaim the Prajnaparamita mantra, which gone, gone, gone beyond, far beyond, now awaken. Gate, gate, pada, gate, pada sam, gate, bodhisvaha, gate, gate, pada, gate, pada sam, gate, bodhisvaha, gate, gate, pada, gate, pada sam, gate, bodhisvaha.
Just take a moment to stretch, take a breath. Raise your arms up, high, breathing in, and breathing out. Now let us put our palms together with our warm, big smiles and greet Reverend Ginger, who will give a talk on anchoring the mind, special faith, and the start of practice.
Good morning. Let me begin by reading a Dharma verse from the chapter Faith and Dedication. The founding master Sotaesan said, "When ordinary people are inspired to pursue spiritual growth, their initial belief may seem strong enough to pierce the sky. However, this fervor often fades with time. Life changes, such as gaining or losing power, or shifts in family harmony, can also alter one's faith. True spiritual progress comes from continually examining one's belief, especially during these pivotal moments." Have you ever hesitated to meditate or attend Dharma services? Yes? As the Dharma verse indicates, we are vulnerable to external influences. If these influences grow stronger, one might eventually abandon their practice in the community altogether. You could find yourself drifting away. Sotaesan compared practitioners who abandon their spiritual community at the first hurdle to a blind person who, miraculously finding a doorknob, angrily turns away after stumbling on the threshold. Having spent considerable time in one Buddhist communities myself, I have observed various people. At times, their behavior reminds me of Sotaesan's analogy, the blind person who, angered by a minor setback, abandons a potentially life-changing path. What a missed opportunity. To maintain our practice despite changing circumstances, we need one crucial element. Do you know what that is? Faith. Faith, it's so important that it marks one of the Dharma stages in a practitioner's journey, and it determines whether their practice is truly progressing or not. A key strength of one Buddhist teachings is their clear framework for practitioners to gauge their spiritual progress. This framework, known as Dharma stages, consists of 6 levels: beginner's stage, special faith, battle between Dharma and Mara, Dharma strong and Mara defeated, beyond household, and greatly enlightened Tathagata. In my previous talk, I explained the first stage, the beginner's stage. To briefly review, this stage is the gateway to Buddha's teachings. It's when a practitioner first connects with the world of Buddha. Without this initial Dharma affinity, it's challenging to walk on the spiritual path. As practitioners progress through the beginner's stage, they eventually confront a question. Are they willing to let go of their existing value system and embrace that of the Buddha? Authentic practice begins with faith. This morning, I'll focus on this matter. Faith or belief. We often talk about these concepts, right? But what do they truly mean? I have one vivid memory from my childhood when I was about 5 years old. I have one brother, and I visited our uncle's home in the countryside. We played outdoors, oblivious to the falling darkness. Suddenly, we found ourselves in an unfamiliar place in dark. Fears crept in. On the verge of tears, I felt relief when my brother held my hand and began searching for our way back home. His touch reassured me that we'd be fine. Looking back, my brother was also just a child, only 2 years older than me. Yet at that time, his presence was everything to me. I consider myself fortunate to have such a wonderful brother. He's truly a good and dependable person. When you find someone truly reliable, you can genuinely relax, feel at ease, and let the person guide you. However, we don't equate reliance with faith. Faith carries a deeper meaning than that. Faith involves believing in something beyond empirical evidence or logical understanding. Master Sotaesan emphasized that faith serves as the vessel that holds the Dharma, the driving force that resolves all questions, and the foundation for observing all precepts. Let's examine examine each aspect to understand faith better. First of all, faith serves as a vessel that holds Buddha's teachings. Without faith, we cannot wholeheartedly embrace the profound truths of the universe. There are two fundamental truths in the universe: the truth of no beginning and no ending, and the truth of causality. Paradoxically, both may hinder one's spiritual progress if not properly understood. If you struggle to believe in the concept of eternity, you might find yourself stuck wrestling with the idea. However, if you embrace this teaching with faith, you can advance in your practice and find greater enjoyment in this life. Consider Venerable Myongtawa-nim, our retired Dharma teacher, as an example. She is sitting behind one gentleman over there. Her deep faith in the teachings fuels her continuous learning, even in retirement. She diligently pursues her English studies and faithfully copies one Buddhist scriptures. Why? I asked her once. She said she wants to return to this country in her next life to spread the Dharma freely in English. Similarly, my mother began learning English at 70 and recently took a painting class. She's so enjoying these classes, and I know she's also considering her future lifetimes. We are spiritual beings traveling from one lifetime to the next. How about the law of causality? In the world, we witness all sorts of unjust and unequal events. Bad things can happen to good people. Many occurrences might suggest that principle of cause and effect doesn't apply to this world. However, Buddha stated that if there is one truth, it's the law of causality. The choice is yours. Will you follow Buddha's teachings with faith? The Buddhist principle advises accepting the consequences of past actions without seeking retribution. Instead, focus on cultivating positive actions in the present moment. I alone planted the seeds I've reaped, and I alone am planting future seeds for myself. With faith, you can proceed to the practice of questioning. Faith acts as a driving force to resolve spiritual inquiries. The practice of questioning with faith differs from doubt that denies the teaching itself. When you have faith, your question shifts from, is this scientifically proven? To, how can I deepen my practice to better understand this teaching? In other words, with faith, you don't question the authenticity of the teaching itself. Instead, you cultivate a genuine desire to understand its underlying reasons. So do you have faith in the Dharma? Moreover, faith forms the foundation for observing precepts. As you advance in your practice, you receive a second set of 10 precepts in the stage of special faith. These precepts serve as guidelines to protect your mind and body, and as a means to maintain mental calmness. Why? By following precepts such as do not associate with the wrong kind of people or do not speak ill of others, we manage our environment, preventing potential disturbances to our mind at their source. consider the various ways to maintain a calm mind. You can either attempt to soothe your mind after encountering sensory stimuli, or you can proactively avoid environment that trigger disturbances. Often the sources of these disturbances are preventable. This is why Master Sotaesan emphasized maintaining mental tranquility through making the right choices. This approach cuts off the root causes of disturbances. For example, having a refreshing morning meditation starts with regulating your activities from the previous day, getting enough sleep, regulating food intake, and moderating thought consumption all significantly influence the quality of meditation practice. By adhering to precepts, we can simplify our lives and reduce our worries and anxieties. So believing in the Dharma transcends mere intellectual understanding. It's about actively living it in your daily life. True faith manifests through putting your beliefs into practice. This might involve daily prayer and regular attendance at Dharma services. It could mean practicing meditation every day and examining your mind through journaling. Such active engagement embodies faith, and it's how we genuinely take refuge in the Dharma. At its core, faith is about allowing beliefs to take root within us. It's like transplanting our life from worldly standard to spiritual values. In fact, we can gauge a person's faith by examining what they truly value. In mundane life, fame, wealth, physical comfort often form the basis of happiness. Spiritual values, however, involve seeking the source of our happiness through inner resources rather than external physical elements. So when we recognize the value of spirituality, our standards for happiness and success transform. Consider a young pianist who initially dreamed of becoming famous, earning renown, and traveling the world freely. Through her mentor's guidance, she discovered the nobility of her spirit, and her life's goal changed. Now she aspires to be a pianist who touches people's hearts and brings them peace of mind. Many successful individuals are guided by strong beliefs. Oprah Winfrey and Albert Einstein, two influential figures, shared powerful insights that became guiding lights for their remarkable lives. Oprah Winfrey's mantra is, "Turn your wounds into wisdom." Einstein proclaimed, "Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world." With unwavering conviction, Oprah and Einstein persevered through countless challenges, ultimately achieving extraordinary success in their respective fields. The same principle applies in spiritual communities. Faith is a great asset that enables one to lead a successful spiritual life. And one's level of faith determines the extent of progress one can achieve. Our great teachers, Master Cheongsan and Master Taesan, exemplifies how faith can lead one's life towards becoming a Buddha. The lay member Kisanim, for whom we held weekly deliverance services, exemplifies how faith can lead to a fulfilling life. To conclude, let me share a story about discovering a water source. Imagine you need to locate a fountain. What to be your first step? You want to find a fountain. What to be the first step? Naturally, you need to find the most promising spot and start digging, right? What if you don't discover any signs of water there? I would try another location and dig there. But if that spot isn't promising either, what would you do next? Would you keep changing locations? During my time at the North Carolina temple, several legendary stories circulated. One recounted how they discovered a water source while constructing their Dharma hall. Long story short, when everyone doubted the project's success, only Reverend Wonggong, the head Kyomunim, insisted on continuing to dig in the same spot. The result? They found a fountain, which has since become their primary water source. To discover water, we must dig persistently in one spot to reach the fountain's source. Likewise, to find the true Dharma, you must seek it with unwavering dedication. One Buddhism is not the only spiritual path to enlightenment. If you feel this isn't the right place for you, it is okay to explore elsewhere. You may find a spiritual community that's a better fit. However, what if you discover that new place isn't the right place for you either? Would you leave again? Then this pattern becomes problematic. You'll struggle to take even the first step in your practice. Your practice won't take you anywhere. This morning, we are gathered here, right? So you have your one foot here in this community, but where is your other foot? Are any of you still searching for a better place? You might believe there is significantly better spiritual path elsewhere. But you know what? This may or may not be true. So if you found one Dharma temple to be a genuine spiritual community, stay and begin your practice. Even if you don't fully understand or appreciate every aspect of the community, as long as you believe in Master Sotaesan's teachings, remain here and persevere in your practice. This wholehearted commitment is what we called special faith. Special faith will guide you to commit to the teachings and apply them to your daily life until you discover the wellspring of Dharma for yourself. Your thoughts, work, beliefs, and dedication remain unwavering, unswayed by any influences. I believe you value your spiritual path and want to grow. Dharma affinities is such a valuable connection among many other human relationships. Through practicing faith, we deepen these connections. So shall we practice together? Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Ginger, for your wonderful talk on that important subject of faith. Now, if we could please open our booklets, excuse me, to page 6, and Jeff will read the essential dharmas of daily practice for us.
Essential dharmas of daily practice. 1. The mind is originally free from disturbance, but disturbances arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the equanimity of our true nature by letting go of disturbances. 2. The mind is originally free from delusion, but delusions arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the wisdom of our true nature by letting go of delusions. 3. The mind is originally free from wrongdoing, but wrongdoings arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the precepts of our true nature by letting go of wrongdoings. 4. Let us replace disbelief, greed, laziness, and ignorance with belief, zeal, questioning, and dedication. 5. Let us turn resentment into gratitude. 6. Let us turn dependency into self-reliance. 7. Let us turn reluctance to learn into willingness to learn well. 8. Let us turn reluctance to teach into willingness to teach well. 9. Let us turn lack of public spirit into eagerness to serve the good of all.
So I want to ask you to please close your eyes and put your palms together. We are going to dedicate the merit of our practice. And Reverend Ginger said to us that faith, so we have the faith, strong enough faith to find the wellspring, right? That transforms our lives from worldly values into spiritual values. So let us dedicate the merit and send our prayers and the energy and the Dharma to the people that are suffering in the wars around the world, and especially in the Middle East, who are at very difficult crossroads at the moment. And the world itself is at a crossroads at the moment. And also in our own backyard, let us send without judgment and discrimination our best hopes and faith for our election, our upcoming election, so that whoever leads us to our true nature, who wakes up the world and who is a leader that we can follow and be guided by. So let us take one moment of silence to send the energy there. Thank you. I have a few announcements. Upcoming in December 27th to the 30th, we have a retreat with Reverend Song from the Philadelphia Wan Institute of Graduate Studies in Philadelphia. And this is a moving meditation retreat, so a Tai Chi retreat. And it's wonderful. If you can join, please do. And then we have another retreat, a New Year silent meditation retreat. So this is January 17th till the 20th, the present moment, a new beginning. So both of these retreats you can find on the website. And then lastly, after service, those of you who are in the Kyohadan, please remain, because we will have our monthly meeting. And then please open your booklets to page 9 so we can end with the morning prayer song. Dharmakaya Buddha, fourfold grace. I begin a new day in your presence. Today full of health and with peace of mind. May I walk along the path of the Buddha. Dharmakaya
Buddha, fourfold grace. I begin a new day with your grace. Today, gratefully and with gentle words, may I live in harmony with all those I meet. Dharmakaya Buddha, fourfold grace. I begin a new day with compassion. Today, making the world a more loving place. May I do all that I can for one world.
Have a wonderful week. We will see you next Sunday or next Wednesday as well.